Do you guys realize how normal it is to cheat today? How accepted it is? If you go on anybody's cell phone now, literally anybody, whether it be social media, text messages, internet history, I'm willing to bet with everybody that's in a relationship, almost everybody, if not everybody, you're going to see something that is considered cheating. It's very weird to me how normal it's become. How normal it's become to have conversations with people that aren't your partner, that are crossing the line. How normal it's become to log on to social media where you're seeing inappropriate content most of the time, whether you want to or not. Most people are subscribed or following people or pages where they know they're going to see that stuff. Or the algorithm shows them that because that is what they're interested in, according to the algorithm. But even if you're not, you tend to be force-fed stuff that's, we can all agree, is unacceptable and inappropriate, especially for people that are in committed relationships. Now, the immediate answer most people give you when you bring something like this up is they'll say, stop being insecure, or I'm secure with my partner, or they can do what they want, look at what they want. Yeah, it's fair. But you're missing the point. Just because you feel that way, and I don't agree with it, but just because you feel that way, does that lessen the truth of what I'm saying? I don't think that it does. If you really want a healthy relationship, I think you'd have to both agree to have no smartphone, no internet, no television, nothing. You'd have to be completely disconnected from our degenerate world. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know if that's possible in a third world country. Even the most behind the times of countries in our world, pretty knowledgeable about Western pop culture, the degenerate Western pop culture. Most places have internet. Most places that you guys think are like completely disconnected, they're not that disconnected. I think relationships, even like the healthiest of relationships, are different now. I don't know if what most people would consider like real health and loyalty in a relationship, I don't even know if that's really possible. Like I said, without completely disconnecting from all technology. Because as I said a minute ago, if you go on your smartphone at all, or you turn your TV on at all, you're almost force-fed things that are inappropriate. You're almost force-fed over-sexualized content and innuendos and jokes and pictures and videos. You're almost force-fed that. Even the greatest of intentions will be swept away with the tide of, shittiness. No matter who you are, no matter how hard you try to be some pure, loyal partner. Not that everybody wants that. Most people, they don't want that, but I'm just speaking to the few that do. The people that want like true, untouched loyalty. To you guys, I kind of do feel a little bit doomed, you know? I don't know that it's even possible, not just in America, but anywhere. I just don't know that it's possible. We live in a world now where what we consider normal and what we consider appropriate would have been earth-shattering to our grandparents. Just that long ago, our grandparents. The things we see, let me rephrase that. The things our children and our youth see on an everyday basis on these things would be earth-shatteringly controversial to just our grandparents. I don't think there's enough communication among partners or potential partners in this exact area of our lives and navigating a relationship. That's why I always tell you guys, in my opinion, if you're going to sit down with a potential romantic partner, I would hash this stuff out real quick. I would bring up these tough questions real quick. See how they feel. See what they consider to be acceptable and unacceptable. Are they going to call you insecure or controlling or whatever other term people like to throw around? Are they going to call you that because you dare say, I'm not a big fan of XYZ. I don't want somebody that's consuming XYZ on their phone or their television. People oftentimes talk about social media and like smartphones, but even television. I don't even watch television. If I watch TV, I'll just log on to like Netflix or whatever and watch an old episodes of Seinfeld. Or like I said, Columbo. I'm a big fan of Columbo, that old show. The old Wonder Years. Whatever. One of these old, what I would consider to be good television shows. I don't watch anything newer. I can't remember the last time I watched any new TV show. When you guys come at me and talk about even like the Kardashians and stuff, I don't even know who those people are. I know them on a surface level because I see it everywhere. I have no clue who those people are. Very proud of that. I don't know anything about these housewife shows or whatever people always say stuff to me about. I have no clue. Never have I watched those shows. I'm sure I've seen clips. I just don't recognize it. I've probably seen random, edgy clips of people saying or doing something edgy. But I don't know those shows at all. I've never watched any of them. I have zero interest in watching those. And the last year or so, especially of my life, that I've met with any potential romantic partner and sat down and talked to them, the minute I hear any of this shit come out of their mouth, even knowing about these shows, watching them to any degree, I'm done. I'm checked out. Done. Not interested, man. This stuff is poison. That's why I harp so much on like trashy music and culture. Because that poisons people's minds, A lot of people say I'm overreacting when I say that. I don't think so. I'll double down on that. I'm not overreacting at all. I think instead of people aiming that at me and attacking me, saying I'm overreacting when I bring this stuff up, I would go the other way. I would say, no, you guys need to take a step back and think about this. You guys need to step back and think the things our children and our youth alone are seeing on an everyday basis and hearing on an everyday basis is so scummy. And we don't even bat an eye at that, let alone what adults look at and see and people to talk to. I wonder, here's a question I'll leave you all with. I wonder what percentage of people, let's just say in America, if you took every single couple in America and you could actually randomly go through their phone, what percentage would have a squeaky clean phone? Being assuming their partner's not okay with what they're saying or doing. If you both agree to something, that's nobody's business but your own, whatever. It's consensual. Assuming your partner's not okay with looking at certain things or talking to people or saying, any of those conversations or browser history, any of that, what percentage of couples or people would actually have a clean slate? Nothing to hide at all. Or is this, micro cheating that I've talked about many times, is the micro cheating absolutely everywhere, like some people think that it is? I would argue the people that say it's not, when I talk to them, they say it's not, but then when they tell me what they consider to be acceptable, I don't agree. So I don't think that you can really make the argument that it's not really that bad unless you try to change the rules on me. If you change the rules and you say, well, looking at this is really nobody's business but your own, or talking to somebody that you work with, or this guy or gal that you met online, they are just insecure. You're free to talk to whoever you want. Well, then you're playing by different rules. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what forever has been considered acceptable and unacceptable. Because now the only time people have a good argument against these type of things is when they change the rules completely. And you're not even playing the same game. Let me know what you guys think.